So I'll be showing you how to make a gadget and then how to get it onto your site. So I've got a gadget that I'm editing here, which I'm going to show you. This gadget is this one on my site, this Geek Overview. And what this does is it just has a bit of jQuery behind it, which shows and edits this paragraph when I click on this title. And the text that's inside of here is actually something which I place in myself, so I have to put the text in myself. So this text here is what shows up in that box, and I've done that, and I've written that into the code of, I've written that into the I've written that, that's the way I've programmed it to work, and I'm going to show you how that works now. So every single gadget is saved as a .xml file, and if you don't know what a .xml file is, just go on YouTube and search up a video on XML. It's basically just this tag format. So at the top of your code you're going to have this XML thingamajig, which just does some version and encoding details, and then underneath this you're going to have three main things: the module prefs, user prefs, and content. So module prefs is where you're going to put all the things like the owner of the gadget, the title of the gadget, and some other details about the gadget. I've only got the title of the gadget, so that's all I've got there. User prefs, these are the settings which you get the user to enter. So the only user prefs I've actually got on here is this top one, this add geek text, and you can see there where it says required, and that's because it says required here. All these other ones, I've created 15 of these. I don't actually need these. I thought I would when I was making it, but I don't actually need them. I only need the one. But yeah, so with user prefs you can add as many as you want. So the main things you're going to be looking at with the attributes here are the name of it, which are the name of the preference, which you're going to refer to later on. The display name, which is just the name which is just the text that gets written here. You can set your gadget up. The data type, which in this case is just a string, which is just some text, but you can change this to some other stuff. I'll post a link in the description to a list of different data types, and then you set if it's required or not. So you can have as many of these user preferences as you want. I'm going to get rid of these because I don't need them. And then after that you come down to the content, which is down here. So with every content, one thing to point out is you'd write it like this, so content type equal HTML, and then you'd have this CData bit of code here, which I'm not sure what this is exactly, but you need it for every gadget you write, so always just have that in there. Okay. And then any of the code that you write within this CData is just the code which will be used within, this is just the code that will be used as your gadget. So you'd have your script, your JavaScript at the bottom, like normal. You'd reference to the API, the JavaScript API, and you'd have your HTML code just above that script. You'd have your HTML code just above that script code. Again, have it all within the CData. I'll put all of this file on the description, so you can just copy this code. You can just copy this file and start making your own. And the only other thing is, when you want to reference this user preference, you just have to type __up in capitals _ the name of the user preference which you set up here, then __, and then that will pull whatever user preference has been entered and put it in place of whatever you put in that bit of text. So you can see here I've got up_text1, and that will pull the text here which the user enters and puts it into the Geek Overview for me. So once you've created a gadget and saved it as a .xml file, you simply just need to go to a web host site, like I use Hostinger, create an account, go onto the file manager and just upload your file, your XML file, onto this file manager. And then once you've uploaded it onto this file manager, you can just go back to your Google site, click on insert, more gadgets, add gadget by URL, and just put in the URL of the gadget, and then it will show up on your site. If you get any errors, it might be that you're typing it in wrong, or maybe you've just not written out the XML file properly. But that is pretty much it to get started. You just got to remember those three things. You've got your module prefs up the top. All this is within the module tags. See module at the top and the bottom, and then you've got this other XML tag here. Remember about that. But the main things you've got to be remembering are the module prefs to give you your title, user prefs, you can have many of these as you want, and that's the settings which the user gives. And then this content and see data section here, which is where you put your code within here. And so you can put all your CSS here as well. So your CSS you put it up here, and you can just do it all within there. And that's it really. One other thing I will mention is if you got hyperlinks, make sure you create another attribute for target and equal that to underscore parent, because you're working within a iframe with a gadget. So if you've got any hyperlinks, you want to target the parent frame and not the actual frame you're within. So I've already done this. Discard changes. So back on this one, this is a gadget here. So these links I've had to target the parent iframe, not the gadget.